I like this comment from Tim Prangley. What if it costs Notre Dame playing USC because now they will be going east at least 8 times for conference play? Maybe USC takes a break and stays on the West Coast for their out-of-conference games. I think that's a really good point. And what Tim's saying here is, obviously USC has joined the Big Ten. They've decided that, they're going to participate. That's going to be a lot of travel for a team like USC, for a team like UCLA, for a team like Stanford if they join. Could USC say, well, we're already playing all these games in Ohio and Indiana and all of that. We don't want to go out there for an out-of-conference game to play Notre Dame. I think that's a really good point. So, maybe Notre Dame joining the Big Ten is how they continue to have that rivalry with USC and Stanford, and UCLA and Notre Dame have met on the gridiron a few times and have at least a little bit of history there as well. So I think that's a really good point as well. Roger Dodger says, let Notre Dame wait and see. It's none of anyone's business what they do. If they miss the boat, then so be it. I don't think, I agree with the first part of it. I don't think Notre Dame is going to miss the boat. I think that, again, like I said a little bit ago, I think Notre Dame ends up wherever they want to end up because, the stats, the measurables say, Notre Dame joined the ACC for a year and the ACC made a lot more money. I mean, and let's be honest, what drives these decisions? And it's money. It's money for sure. At the end of the day, if Notre Dame joins the Big Ten and they have a schedule that includes Michigan, USC, Stanford, Ohio State on occasion, and then you can get some out-of-conference games with Navy, and then you throw in there, the Purdue's and the other teams, in Purdue's tier in the Big Ten, the Iowas, Wisconsin's once in a while. If you put a schedule together where it includes USC and Stanford and those guys every year, and then you mix up the rest of the Big Ten, seems like a fun schedule to me. So that's kind of my opinion. Again, Notre Dame is, they're not going to miss the boat. They're gonna pick a conference and they're gonna play in it, or they're gonna remain independent. But I think, like I say, it makes sense that Notre Dame's taking kind of a slow approach. They're slow playing this to see how things play out, to see how things where do they fit? Are they going to be able to play these games that they've been accustomed to playing when they've had an independent schedule? Or is that going to be more difficult? And if it's more difficult, then they join a conference and they just go play football. So that's kind of my 2 cents on the situation. Again, kind of just catching up on some of the comments here. Seems like I like this question. How do you feel about the Big Ten telling Oregon no thank you? I don't know if that was directed to me or some of the Oregon fans or the Oregon fan in the comments. But at the end of the day, are we sure that Oregon isn't going to end up in the Big Ten permanently? I'm not. I mean, I think they took USC and UCLA, and that was a no-brainer. And now they're, trying to get, the right brands at the right times.